Oh, I know that sound. It's time for the Beer and News Report. Hi, and welcome to the Beer and News Report. Cheers. Today I'm drinking Pauline Munchner Lager. I know I keep wanting to say Munich, but it's not. This brewery's been around for 400 years, so they know what they're doing. And this is a nice, mellow lager with a touch of sweetness, so I really like it a lot. And I think this would go great with barbecues. I can see me drinking this beer while eating ribs, right? So I think you should give it a shot. All right? Cheers. Today's show is about the Dunning-Kruger Effect. And you may not know what that is until I start talking about it. Then you'll say, oh, wait a minute. That's what the name of that is? There you have it. So sit back, relax, grab a beer, and let's start the show. Cheers. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias that describes a tendency of people with low ability in a specific area to give an overly positive assessment of their ability. It can also describe a tendency of high performers to underestimate their skills. That's from Wikipedia. But what does it mean in real English? Basically, someone knows nothing about a subject and you teach them a little bit about it, right? And within 5 minutes, they think they're an expert, right? Do you know someone like that? Maybe more than one person. Maybe you're sitting next to someone right now. Yeah, awkward. Cheers. For instance, I have a friend, let's call her Mary, and she's into fashion, been doing it for decades. And she set me up with a double date with one of her friends. Let's call her Kim. So after the date, I told Mary I didn't think it would work out because Kim didn't really dress up. I mean, she looked kind of frumpy. Now, I'm not the most fashionable person, but if I'm going on a date, I at least try to look presentable. And I think that's part of being respectful, right? Yeah. Cheers. Mary said, try another date. This time, I'll help her with her fashion. And I said, okay. So the next weekend, we went on a double date, and this time, Kim was dressed to kill. Even though I dressed up, I suddenly felt underdressed, which is humbling, especially when you don't know that there would be a fashion coach involved. Well, actually, I did. I know Mary's that good. Anyways, then Kim decided that she didn't want to continue dating because every time she went to the bathroom or somewhere else, guys were hitting on her, and clearly she enjoyed the attention. Women, right? Yeah, cheers. About a month later, I'm out with friends and we see Kim again. This time she's with her new man. Now she wants to show off her new look, so she walks right up and hugs Mary. On a side note, this happened about 20 years ago and I was in much better shape. And I was wearing those shirts that kind of have stretchy sleeves that kind of make your biceps look like you're bigger than they actually are. And also, next to me was Mary's husband, who I work out with, and he's also huge. So we completely intimidated Kim's new guy, who looked more like an artsy type, possibly unemployed, definitely intimidated. Made me feel real good. Okay, but back to the story. So Kim starts telling Mary that she's wearing the wrong clothes, that she should wear something with this color and those shoes and this style. A month earlier, Kim was dressed like a colorful Amish girl with a matching hairstyle. Now she's giving fashion advice to the person who taught her how to dress. That is the Dunning-Kruger effect. Have you ever had any experience with that? Yeah, cheers. Stephen Hawking said it best. The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance, it's the illusion of knowledge. Let me explain this with a graph. Okay, on the y-axis you have confidence, on the x-axis you have knowledge. If someone first learns something new, their confidence goes way up and they think, hey, I got this. Why? Because they don't know yet what they don't know. As they learn more, their confidence drops. They start seeing how much they actually know and how much there's actually to learn, and suddenly they feel kind of stupid. Now, this is a danger zone. A lot of people get discouraged here and they kind of quit, right? Because if you're learning more, it just makes you feel worse. What's the point of learning more? But if you stick with it, confidence slowly comes back. They gain experience, they solve problems, other people start asking them for answers. That makes you feel good. At this point, they might actually be experts, but they don't feel like it. And the reason why is because they assume everyone else knows as much as they do. That's the other side of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Is this starting to make sense? All right, cheers. Let me give you another example. Think of acronyms. I recently went to a San Jose Planning Commission meeting because a developer wants to build a 17-story building near our community. Now the commissioners started throwing around acronyms like MUN or MUC or UV. Now, I've been to enough of these meetings to know that MUN means multi-use neighborhood, MUC means multi-use commercial, and UV means urban village. But the people sitting next to me, yeah, they had no clue. And I also watched this new show called The Pit. It's an ER drama set in Pittsburgh, and they throw out medical acronyms nonstop. And I have no idea what they mean. But every once in a while, they explain them. And by the way, I like it. It's a really good show. Kind of gory. Okay, real gory. In fact, one of my friends started watching. He said, nope, too gross. Apparently, I'm okay with blood and guts. Yeah, cheers. So let's recap the Dunning-Kruger effect. There are two possibilities. One, someone learns a little bit about a subject and suddenly thinks they're an expert. Or two, someone is an expert but doesn't feel overly confident because they assume everyone else knows as much as they do. Bill Murray said it clearly when he said, it's hard to win an argument with a smart person, but it's damn near impossible to win an argument with a stupid person. I think the biggest example of this is politics. Doesn't matter which side you're on, the other side believes they're right, and they have the facts, their facts, to prove it. You know what? Let's not go there. Yeah, cheers. Well, my beer's almost empty. That means we're at the end of the show. If you want to contact me, I can reach at this email address. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please click that like button. And if you want to be notified of new shows, click that subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it. This will tell you when a new show is coming up. Till then, keep your beer cold and your inches hot. Cheers.